Hi everyone, single linked list part 1 on C programming language. Okay, today guys, I'm gonna explain and also go into in-depth explaining what single linked list is all about using C programming language. So on a nutshell, single link is just the basic structure of every application. Okay, every application out there, okay, uses single linked list to access their data, okay, in a sequential order. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be writing a single linked list, and I'm going to be explaining the code instruction by instruction, object by object, as we proceed along. Okay, so do well to follow me up. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have not, please hit the like and subscription button to follow me, so that when I drop a new video you receive notification. Alright, so for us to start, first of all, I will like to make a directory, and I will call this link list. Okay, that's just an abbreviation, so I will just change into that. Alright, so this is an empty directory, you can see here. So I will use a command called touch to create an empty file called single. Okay, should be called single link list.c. Alright, so this is just the empty file. Okay, and I'll be using the Vim editor, which is a default editor in Linux used by professionals. So if you don't have Vim, you can install Vim by doing sudo apt install Vim. Right, or you can as well install nano as well if you prefer nano. Okay, so this is the command to install Vim or nano, or you can install both at once. So the next thing is for us to start writing code. So open single linked list.c, I for insertion. So I'm going to include few libraries here, stdio.h. Alright, and I'm also going to include the stdlib, okay, .h, which allow us to create a dynamic memory allocation. I'll also include the error number, which I can use to shake error, okay, which is errno.h. Alright, and also include one more library called the string.h. Alright, which allow us to access the function that allows us to manipulate string. Alright, so that having been done, the next I'm going to give a comment here, and I'm going to say single link list structure. Okay, so this is just a simple comment of what I'm about to do next in the next line. So I press my enter key. So for us to create a single linked list, we use the keyword called struct. So what does struct simply mean? It is a keyword that allows us to arrange our data in the memory sequentially, or in a very order way, in a very well organized way. Okay, so we normally, when you are creating a single linked list, we normally name the struct a node. So we open the curly brace. Okay, what the curly brace mean? The open and close curly brace and semicolon. The semicolon here means the end of the struct. Then inside the open and close curly brace is where the member of the structure lives. So here I'm going to have a member of data. Alright, of data. Alright, so data is one of the member, and to make this a single link list, I'm going to create a struct of node that points to itself. So this is the struct of node itself, then we put pointer, and I'm going to call this a link, semicolon. So what this code does is I will just comment it real quick, point to itself. Alright, so it points to itself. So this is how you write or code a single linked list. So this is the structure of single linked list. Alright, if it is a double linked list, there will be two struct node link of previous and next. Okay, so we are creating a single linked list. That's why we need just one struct. All right, so the next thing is we are going to write our main function. So in the main, I'll pass in void, because if I'm passing arguments from the parameter, that becomes a vulnerability to my program. So I like, protecting myself writing C, because C can expose you to vulnerability where your application can be hacked. So it's always good to put in practice clean code and secure way of writing programs. So another function I'll be using here is called the exit. Most people like using return, and that also gives you a vulnerability to your program. So it's best to use exit underscore success. Okay, so this gives you a very tight protection that your program will not be vulnerable for attack. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a struct that will point to that same node, and I'll call this a pointer to head struct node. So I'm going to assign this to be equals to null for now, because I've not assigned it any memory allocation, so therefore we should give it a null. Okay, whenever you create a pointer in C programming language and you do not assign any value to it, all right, make sure you give it the value 0. That null means 0. Okay, so I will just give a quick comment here. So this means 0. All right, oh, that was wrong spelling. 0. Right, so after you are done with that, then you can now dynamically allocate memory space to this. So the function we are going to use to allocate the memory space is called malloc. Malloc has a return type of void. If I do Control Alternate T, bring up a new terminal. All right, if I do man malloc, you will see that malloc here, you can see it here, it returns a pointer to a void. So therefore we can cast this place to become a pointer to a structure, and pass in the size of the structure into the malloc. All right, hope that is clear. So Control D to close that terminal, and we come back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use open brackets, and I'm going to say struct node asterisk, and that's how we do the casting. All right, so when we are done with that, then we write our malloc. Okay, open bracket, we pass in the keyword called size of, and we pass in the size of what we want, which is size of struct node, and that's all. So once we are done with the code, the next thing is for writing good code, okay, or becoming a good programmer, always make sure you check for errors, especially language like C and C++. So we say head here. Once head is equal to null, that means we encounter an error. Now head is not equals to null because head is now pointing to a memory allocation. So the memory allocation is not empty, because the memory allocation contains a fixed size of the struct node, and the struct node here have this inside it. So therefore head is pointing to it. So head is not null anymore. So this code will be skipped because head is not equals to null. But if there is error in the code and head is equals to null, then we want to use the printf to print out the error we encounter, which is we send it to the standard error. Okay, so I will write error number here space %d space, okay, arrow sign, I will do %s, and that will print the error number and the string associated to that error. Okay, so I'll put my double quote comma, then error number comma and string error open bracket error number close semicolon. So if we encounter this error, it will be good that we free that memory we allocated, which is the memory called head. Then once we are done, we exit with the exit status that something happened, which was a failure. Okay, so we pass in exit failure. All right, so that being done, that should be semicolon, then we should close the curly brace, and that is all. So if there is error, this code here all will execute, but if there is no error, the code will be skipped, and the line will continue from where my cursor is blinking. All right, so I know the code is correct, so there won't be any error. Now since there won't be any error, I can now start assigning values to the structure of the structure member called data. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say I'm pointing to from this memory allocation accessing the data structure member called data, and I'm giving it the value 50. Alright, and I put semicolon. So once I'm done with that, I will say head pointing to link, okay, which is this link here that points to itself node. So because link point to itself, which is it has no place to point to, so to write a clean code, I will just assign it null. So this means link is pointing to nowhere. Then once I'm done, I will just write my simple printf function that will print the data in the structure. Okay, so I will say double quotes, I will say head, alright, data, I will say equals to %d \n double quotes, and I will say head points to data, and I close this. So this will print the data stored in that structure of node member of called data. So once we are done, we now have to, I can decide to print the link, so that you see that the link will be equals to nil, and nil means null. Nil is spelled NIL. So for us to see that, I will say head, okay, pointing to link, okay, I'll say equals to %b \n double quote comma, and I will say head is pointing to link, and that is it. So because everything works fine, I will just now free head, so that we give back to the computer the memory space we allocate for ourselves. Alright, so this is the code, very clean and simple. Alright, so this is a very simple code, the simplest code you can write on single linked list in C programming language. So let's run this program and see if everything works fine. So if everything works fine, I will just give a comment here and say this way output 50. This is what is going to be output. Head arrow sign to data equals to 50. This will be the output. Alright, and here, and this will be the output. There will be the output, say output head pointing to link equals to, and this will point, and the arrow sign, I didn't put it. This will now print open brackets nil because it is empty. Alright, widen the terminal a little bit. Alright, yeah, so, and I close the comment. So this is going to be the output on the screen. Okay, so the output from here to here will be outputted, and the output from here to here will be outputted if the program runs successfully. If the program not runs successful, then this error here from here to here will be printed, and the exit status will be given back to us. Alright, so let's run this program. So I will just press escape shift : WQ, press enter, and do GCC, and the name of the program called single linklist.c -o single linklist.c. Then I will take off the .c and I press enter, and the program compiles. So now you can see we have single linked list object executable binary. So to run it, we type // single linked list and we'll press enter. You can see we have the output. So our program runs very well. Okay, so guys, if you like this, alright, make sure you follow me on my YouTube channel. Alright, make sure you follow me also on my TikTok channel, and I'll also be going live on YouTube and also on Twitch very soon. Alright, so you guys should give me a follow, and also do well to share this video to your loved ones. So have a nice day, be blessed, bye. Okay, so bye. Bye guys.